Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today is just myself. As you can see, my husband is not joining me in this today's episode because I had so many suggestions on what to do next on my YouTube channel, and I got the majority of people saying I should talk about relationship. So now this is gonna be a very sensitive topic, and I feel like everyone should hold their popcorn because it's gonna be a very long one. First thing first, I feel like I should divide this topic into the sections of how it flows. And you're gonna kind of see me looking at my phone. That's because sorry, pardon me. That's because over the time I did the question suggestions, I had people popping in questions, so I kind of did question and answer kind of scenario. So I'm going to start with dividing the topic into two. So I'm going to divide this topic into three sections: a pre-relationship, during the relationship, and post-relationship. Now, people are wondering, oh wow, why did she choose this topic? I didn't even choose it. I'd rather not even give my opinion about relationship. But then I had over, I think, 15 friends of mine who suggested I should actually discuss about a relationship, and they kind of gave a specific kind of questions which I'm going to kind of address within myself and my opinion. So now, I want to say something. Before going into a relationship, you need to ask for God's guidance. Now, I know people are going to be like, oh my gosh, she's talking into church, you know. This is the truth. It's a sad truth, but I feel like this is a necessity. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not going to address this as a youth. I'm going to address it as a youth because this story is a story that affected me as well. So, a long time ago, I used to always date a certain kind of man. And then I was like, at a certain point, I was like, whoa, just wait. What is going on in my life? Like, I couldn't understand why I was having the same kind of storyline in every point of my relationship. Then I said to myself, I went across a mentor who said, the kind of men you attract is different from the kind of men you accept. So I would want to pass this knowledge to every woman. The kind of men you attract versus the kind of men you should accept. Now, any man in this entire world can say you're pretty. Any man in this entire world can say I love you. Now, the key is in your palm. It's your decision to figure out if you want to be in that relationship or not. If you don't want to, please pack and go. You don't need to do sympathy, because I think sometimes girls go into a relationship because they don't want to feel bad or they don't want to feel lonely. There is no shame in being alone. Trust me, there is no shame in being alone. People say, oh, I'm this age and I'm not married. See, please be in that age and don't be married, and be in the wrong hands and be married or be in a relationship. So I feel like God's time is actually the best in whatever circumstance you face yourself in life. Now, this is after we have dated. Now I feel like while you have kind of done a little bit friendship, you should have picked up one or two of his characters, like good and bad. Now, I tell people now, no one is perfect. No relationship is perfect. But there is something called healthy relationship. Now, I feel like people don't even know what really to do before going into a relationship. Now, first of all, I feel like before I go into a relationship, if I had this knowledge a long time ago, I would first of all ask myself, what do I want? What is the end means of this relationship? What are his do's and don'ts? What are my do's and don'ts? Because then you have to think about yourself more than him. You, as a woman, your clock of your marriage age clocks faster than a man. A man can get married at 50. The public will say nothing about it. A woman clocks late 20s. Yeah, the whole world is on her head that she did something wrong. So I feel like in this kind of situation, you need to actually know what you want in this relationship before even going into the relationship. So I would suggest to people that this is my opinion, I would suggest to people that if you want to actually have a long and lasting relationship, before entering the relationship, jeje, draw your sleep off. Take a pen and a paper, sit him down. I don't care how you want to get it through him out, but you need to ask him the questions you think you want to know in 5 to 10 years time, indirectly. Things like, I know you like me, I know you want to be in a relationship with me, but is there any future in this? He says yes. Okay, if things go well, what year do you think? There's no shame. I'm being honest, there is no shame in asking for what you want. There's no shame in asking for what you need. There's no shame for asking for your future. It's all in your palms. People don't even know that. They go into relationship and say, let us hope and pray. Don't hope and pray. Ask him now before you start hoping and praying. Yes, it's when you know the answer, you now start hoping and praying for the next stage. Now, I think you should go on by asking him, what do you want? What year do you see yourself getting married? If it says 2020 and for example you're 20, this is 2020, this is if it says 2022 and this is 2020, and you yourself, you think this is, now you have to tell yourself the truth, you think that you are going to be ready to settle down. That there's a difference between I want to marry and I'm ready to get married, because wanting to get married is a thing, actually being married is another thing altogether. So let's get this thing straight. So when he says 2022, now you pray about it. Me, I believe in science. Before I even said it, and when I used to always like talk to prayers and all that, I used to always say something. I'll go and pray in church and I'll say, God, please let him just fuck up. This even sounds ridiculous. I said, God, let him just fuck up that I know that he's not the one. I was always praying for God to give me a sign to make him not the one if God says this is not the person. Because sometimes we women see the problem and then you ignore it and say he will change. He was not going to change. If he's going to slap you, I'm going to slap you in 10 minutes time. But we must say, oh no, he was very sweet. He used to be. Auntie, a dog does not change to a cat in one day. I'm just being real. If he does that before, he will do that again. There's no guarantee that he's going to do it. So now this is going into the relationship. Now you're in the relationship until now you're now called girlfriend, fiance, all these kind of titles. I want to tell you something now. Start washing your hands, because you need to pray more, because this praying is going to increase the more the level goes up. Now, I feel like at this point, you need to tell yourself the honest truth about this relationship. Now, you've courted him for a few days, few weeks. You guys have prayed. Your sin is going well. That's fine. Bless you guys. But then you get into the relationship. Uncle is not controlling you. Is this what you signed up for? Auntie is not saying anything wrong because maybe money is there. She's not saying anything. She's just saying, okay, let me manage. I'm in a relationship. Let my friends not laugh at me. Auntie, please step out. Don't be in a relationship where you're going to be controlled. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be loyal or you shouldn't be civilized, that's the word. Civilized to your partner. No, don't get me wrong. Pico. I'm saying, if he tells you, babe, why are you going out today? Didn't you go out yesterday? Tomorrow now you get a job, you go to work Monday to Friday. Saturday maybe you want to go out with your friends, maybe once a month. He'll tell you, baby, where are you going to? Hey, this kind of things you did not sign up for, but you are signing up for it now because you're in a relationship. and you now get to the point that you're now being controlled. Now you don't want to tell yourself the truth and leave. You don't want to tell yourself the truth. You still want to manage this relationship. I feel sorry for you already because this shit just got real. The reason is that I feel like you already have told yourself that you want to be in this relationship, so you are doing this. You're gonna be there. Even if he draws your ear left, you follow him. He draws your ear right, you follow you because you want to be in a relationship. Please, there is no harm. I feel like if a guy genuinely loves you, he's gonna let you do what you want to do. Now, women be in an abusive relationship. Now, I had a question which said, why do people stay in a relationship even when they are not happy? Now, as a woman, I know how it feels, and I'm going to address this topic. You say, oh, I've spent a lot of money, I spent a lot of time, I spent a lot of mental and emotional on him. Auntie, he has not married you yet. You have not spent anything yet. Please step out. I'm just being real. Step out. Don't be in a relationship that is not healthy to you. Don't be in a relationship that is not worth it just because you want to be in a relationship. There is no harm in being single. I'm going to say this again. There is no harm in being single. If he's not the one, and carry your bag and go. Don't be in a relationship that is not healthy. I don't understand why these days we women can't face the truth of saying to a man, if the relationship is not working, I'm leaving. Let me give you an instance. I used to have a friend of mine who we used to talk, and I think we got into being very close. I said, okay, we're going to settle down. Now we had started talking. I started asking all these questions. He was still trying to form, he can be smart with me. I would ask him, what's our future like? He'd be giving me theory. I said, I want something I can say in practical, giving me theory words, giving me things that I don't understand. I said, okay, let me just ignore myself. One day I just woke up. I told him, I said, when you are ready to settle down, if I am still single, you call me. That is if, and that is if I'm ready at that point, you call me. As for now, I'm carrying my things and leaving. If you think you are serious, you come and meet me. Now, see, people tell themselves that he said 2020. Now, he needs to be working towards that 2020. It's not by talking 2020. Theory is different from practical. As he's saying 2020, let him be working towards it. Now, I know men like to be financially stable and all that before settling down. Yes. But it's not a bad thing to grow together. It's not a bad thing to financially be stable. No. But then if he said it's 2020 and 2020 comes and he's telling you, it's 2025, yeah, and you have already planned yourself, you have prayed to God, you have seen that this 2020 fits you. If there is no sufficient reason why it should be to 2025, Uncle is playing on you already. This is not a doubt. He's playing on your emotions. He's using that marriage word to keep you in the relationship. Because people say, I know I said in the beginning, ask them questions, let him tell you the answer, but work with the answers he's telling you. Don't just cross your hand. If he says 2020, you not come 2020, baby, I'm not ready, you'll be there. 25 years not ready to be ready. You'll be there doing courtship. So I feel like in this relationship, in this thing called relationship, you need to get yourself prepared. You need to tell yourself the truth. You need to also tell yourself that you need to gain something out of it. Like I tell people, sometimes you be friends with people to learn a lesson. You also be friends with people to get exposed. Now, don't go and be in a relationship that you're not getting anything. I'm not saying, when I mean I don't mean money. I mean upstairs, kunkum. Don't be in a relationship you cannot get something that adequate, something that makes you a better person. Because I'm not saying you should go and don't do what they call it, boxing pad, because you want to learn something new. If a man lays his hand on you, please, I am begging you now, just leave. Because the day you mistakenly see, I was talking to my friend one day, and then we were laughing. I said, if any man hits me, well, I will hit you back. My friend said no, that she's scared that if any day a woman, out of the anger she has, because women we take in all the emotions, the day we decide to now lift our hand and hit him back, yeah, he will die that day. So she said the best thing to do is stand at the door and be making mouths. In fact, I would not even advise, don't even be in a situation where you stand at the door and making mouths. Be in a situation where if you have to talk to your husband, you stand down, baby, I didn't like what you did, or your girlfriend, babes, I didn't like what you did, or you guys talk like mature person. Maybe one person's voice may be a bit higher, later one person's voice will come down, one person's voice will go higher, okay, but not the point that you now start turning yourself to market, my one market. No, start yourself down, humble yourself, talk like adults. Now, another question that I was being asked was, why do ladies start a relationship when they know that they aren't even ready? That question is a personal hustle question, but I'll answer based on myself. Now, I think women start a relationship when they're not even ready because they want to be alone. And women start a relationship just because they want someone who just check up on them, someone who make them feel like they're being catered for, being loved, for being understood. That's not the wrong thing, but then it has to be give and take. It cannot be one-sided way. It has to be a give and take scenario. So the next question I was being asked was, if it was me, how did I start my relationship? I think when we started dating, I kind of told Shamik, I said, I don't want to be because here you say it's a one night stand, or I don't know, people call it side chick, people call it fling. I said I don't want to be a fling. If anything is happening between both of us, it has to be something good. Instead, we stay as friends, like proper friends. This is no day I'll see you glancing at me with your eyes. It has to be something mutual, something we both want, 50-50. I think that was one thing I and Shemek had in common. We both wanted to be together, and it was something that we had to pray about. It was something we had to talk to God about. It was something we had to discuss about. It was something that we had to consult family and friends. And why doing all those things? We knew in our deep soul that this was the one God had assigned for me. So I think that answers the question, how did I be in this relationship? How did I get to this point? My boyfriend had taken me to see his mom. Does that mean I'm gonna get married soon? See, a guy taking to see his mom doesn't guarantee marriage. I'll tell you, I'll give you an instance. I used to, when I was a kid, my mom was gonna kill me. When I was a kid, my brothers would bring their girlfriends home to see my mom, or like to talk to my mom. And my mom would end up half of the day cooking and making sure that they can cook. So now those women who have cooked, I'm not trying to be a witch right now, but most of them who have cooked are not my brothers. So just because he takes you to see his mother doesn't mean he's going to pop a ring. See, these days I think like men take you to the mother just to make you feel like going to marry you. See, some of them self don't even send you. They just want to keep you there. So what they are doing is, they know that you're a family kind of person, and once you get to see the mother, you can even spend the next 5 6 years just being in a relationship. So they've taken you to the mother to cage you more. So the answer is no. Just because it takes you to see his mother doesn't mean. When I had friends, I used to have so many friends who would take me to see their mother, or who would tell me come, or who would be on a video call with me, or like call me and say, oh, say hi to my mother. Me, I'll be feeling very important. I'll say, good afternoon, ma. How are you, ma? All those things, I don't end up with their son. So just because it takes you to say his mother doesn't make you just make him gonna be serious as well. Now I got another question. What would you say some relationships are at this generation? Now I would say what I wrote here was very funny. I said most relationships now are status, not relationships. So they're like Facebook status. People are in a relationship because they want to say, I am dating. I am not single. I am in a relationship. I am engaged. I am married. Me, on my Facebook, I just really remembered when I was making this question. I said on my Facebook, it's still even written, I think, single or in a relationship. I'm not even too sure again. Or I don't even know what it is, but I'm definitely sure it's not married yet. So I told people that I said to myself, a relationship should not just be status. It should also be things you want to actually portray. So if you want to be in a relationship, act like you're in a relationship. This goes to both men and women. Act like you're in a relationship. If you want to be if you're married, act like you're married. You get my point. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be all chiquito. No, me, I'm number one chiquito. Me and my husband knows that one. We'll be going out sometimes and I'll be like, these are my clothes. He'll say, babes, this one, I don't want people to look at you and be like, and I'm like, if I don't do that, you will not remember that I was still hot. So allow me, let people drop their eyes. You're not the one that want to bounce. So I feel like in this kind of scenario, I feel like you being in a relationship shouldn't be a status. It should be actually relationship wise. And then I got another question. I did get another question which says how do I let go of an ex who isn't treating me well? Now before I even get to that point, I want to even make a point which I did on my note. I said I did ask very few friends of mine. Now this is going back to pre-relationship. What is your kind of woman? Now I was hearing things like she has to be curvy, she has to have a cute eye, she has to have a nice leg, she has to know how to be fashion wise. What happened to she is intelligent? What happened to she is God fearing? What happened to she prays well? What happened to she's well behaved, she's calm? That's the thing. A man never ever go into a relationship with your characteristics. They go into what they see first of all before even the characteristics. So I believe that you should not just be attracted to what you should not vice versa. This goes to also women. You should not just be attracted to what you see. You should be attracted with the personality, the character wise, and so forth and so. So now I said, how do you get Now I'll go back to the question: how do you get past an ex? Now, first and first, you need time to heal. Now, I know sometimes people just say, okay, I'll go into a relationship, it'll make me forget the previous one. That's a very big lie. You need to also tell yourself, in this relationship I left, or in this relationship that wasn't good enough for me, or we had a problem and we split it up. If it was his fault, you tell yourself, I deserve better. See, repeat after me. I deserve better. This is a blessing to me. God has given me a blessing. God has anointed me by making me leave this relationship. It's not a loss, it is a blessing. So now if you can pass by saying that, now the next thing you need to do is clean off your shoes, dust off yourself, ask yourself, what was the problem in this relationship? Was it because I went in too quickly? Was it because I didn't pray about it? Was it because I didn't know what to expect? Was it because I wasn't ready? Because now people don't know you need to be ready to be in a relationship. You cannot just be in a relationship and not be ready. So only way to heal properly is actually to let go and invest in yourself. So when I mean invest in yourself, you can even start baking, learn how to cook, learn how to sew, learn how to make up, learn how to do your hair. You know, keep yourself busy, go on an online course, go yourself, expose yourself, get more, educated, get yourself more going. These are the things that would even let you get distracted in the first place. Then slowly you would heal. Pray slowly, you're gonna get healed. I believe no matter, yes, there's gonna be a dinge on your skin. When I mean dinge on your skin, it's gonna be like, you're always gonna be like, oh, when I used to be with him, this is what I used to do when I used to be with him. But property before is not property now. He was a past good. Let him die in the past. Don't bring him to the future. So if you don't heal, now this is on post relationship, if you don't heal and you go into another relationship, you're gonna carry the baggage from all the relationship and take to this new guy, and you're not gonna learn. You're not gonna sit. You've not sat back and said, okay, from all this relationship I have been in, from all this relationship I am in, what exactly did I learn? What exactly did I do wrong? Then with that, you can now move forward. If you don't know the problem, you can never move forward. Let's take it or leave it. If you don't let go of your ex, now this is conclude that post is, if you don't get rid of your ex, you would never move forward. So if you don't get rid of your ex, I'm going to say it again, you will never move forward. If you keep your ex in your shoulder here, auntie, even in your future relationship, even in your mind, you still be saying, that my ex, so that my ex, so auntie, let him go. Yes, I believe that if he wasn't meant for you, it's a past thing. Yeah, you don't have to be in a reminder of yourself that you were once stupid. It's already enough that you have learned your lesson. Now look at that lesson and tell yourself, I will not do it again. These are the things I'm going to do better in this relationship or upcoming relationship. Now I got another question. I have been in a relationship for a long time. This is a distant relationship. Why isn't it really working? I feel like distance is a problem. Now I feel like I'm going to address this topic as a relationship. Now I'm going to say this: distance doesn't break a relationship. This doesn't make a relationship bad, because sometimes I tell people tell me, oh, I broke up with my girlfriend because of distance. No, you broke up with your girlfriend because you guys are having doubts, not because of the distance, because you start having doubts as a person. So if you don't doubt someone, that relationship is going to work. I have a friend of mine who at this moment she's getting married to someone who is in another continent, and she's on another continent. Now, they have been dating for what, a long time, and that relationship has been there even with the distance. This is even with extra what, like 6 hours. So if you who is in Abuja and you who is in Lagos is shouting distance, someone else is dating or someone in Australia and Nigeria, what should they do? That is, do you get my point? It's not distance, it's doubt. Just because you're him as a man, you start using distance as an excuse. If when you started dating him, didn't know there was going to be distance. I'm just being logical. When you started dating him, didn't you know there was going to be distance? So distance wasn't a problem. It was because you started having doubt, or because it started becoming a problem in the relationship. So I'm gonna now address, there's so many of them, and I feel like if I keep on talking, this video is not going to contain all of them, and I try to kind of suck them into one topic. Now I got another question. If I had to pick 3 things in a relationship for my ideal man, what would I pick? I feel like 1 will be commitment, 2 will be communication. I think it's kind of very selfish to say I should pick 3 things, but then the 3rd thing will be honesty. So I would like to read this out. Fall in love with someone who wants you, who waits for you, not who you wait for, who understands you even in your madness, someone who helps you and guides you, someone who is your support, your hope, your courage. Fall in love with someone who talks with you after a fight and even during the fight. Now, why I said during the fight is people, because after the fight, yes, you definitely talk at some point if that relationship is actually strong enough. But like what I said during the fight, I mean, like, when you're even fighting, you should not even be shouting and backing like bingos. Yes, there's a point. Not every time, like I said before and earlier on, I said not every time both of you will agree, but at some point I feel like you both should have an understanding in the relationship. So putting now my own story into this, I know I said I'm gonna give people something juicy. Now, I dated someone who was not good enough. This is a long time ago. This is like a long time ago. Now, I was in this relationship. I was doing like what his mother would do. I would cook. I would wash plates. No, don't get me wrong. Most of the things I'm now, in fact, I'm no more doing girlfriend work. I'm doing wife work. I would cook. I would wash plates. I would go back to my house. I would go and study. I would go and study. I would still come back after my class and talk to him, and he'll be shouting at me, why haven't you made this one for me? Why haven't you cooked this one for me? It was only God that saved me from that hands of that boy that day. That year. Sorry, not that day. That year. Because I was enduring. Just because I was telling myself, oh, you've invested so much. Oh, you've done this. Oh, you've done that. Oh, you don't want to be alone. I was investing. It was tears that I left with the relationship. I was crying. Now, this was the relationship when I started. You will see my teeth, my tattoo every time. I was smiling. I was happy. I was saying I'm in a relationship. Or my boyfriend. When I was leaving, it was tears. I said, the difference between relationship, a happy relationship, let me rephrase. It's different between a happy relationship and a sad relationship is that both of them comes with tears of joy. it, and both of them, one of each, goes with tears of sorrow. When you start dating him, you cry when you miss him. You cry when you have a small fight. You cry when everything goes tumbling. When the relationship has gotten to the point where he's putting a ring on your finger, you will cry because you're accepting it and you are happy. This is tears of joy. You will also cry when you are leaving the relationship. So I feel like you need to choose the tears you want as a woman. Don't let him choose your tears. Choose your tears for yourself. So before I even end up with this video, I want to say something that for other topics or other suggestions of topics you want me to discuss about, you can always go on my Instagram, Press and Casey, which is right here, on IG, on Instagram, and send me lots of messages. Now, at this point, I feel like you should have already subscribed, liked, share, comment, and leave as much as funny face you want to leave, because I'm coming back with another video, and that video is gonna be with my husband, and I don't even want to tell you what it is about, but you would love it. So I'd also like to say thank you guys. If you've listened to this video to this point, I hope you have learned something from my experience. I hope you have learned something from what I have also gained as knowledge over the time. And I want to repeat this: don't be in a relationship that is not healthy. So for those of you who I didn't kind of answer, because there's so many of you, I'm really sorry. I tried to answer as much as questions as I could into one video so it doesn't get too long, but then I will also try to address more with time. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you all. Bye.